So this is actually a complete redo of the video I previously filmed, because apparently I accidentally scrapped the audio recording from the mic. So I didn't have audio basically other than the camera audio, and you don't exactly want to hear the camera audio. So yeah, I'm completely redoing this again. So let's talk about the working man, I guess. As always, cue the color grade. And yeah, anyways, so before we talk about the working man though, I do feel like it's appropriate that we talk about the Beekeeper first, that came out last year. And of course, it was also directed by David Ayer, also starring Jason Statham. And going into the working man, I was totally expecting just the same movie again. Maybe they learned some lesson from the Beekeeper and now they're implementing it into the working man. And I mean, yes and no. So the Beekeeper, I made a video on it before, and long story short, I did not enjoy that film almost at all. There's just a lot of issues with that film. So hold on, let me check my letterbox. I actually don't remember what I said. And I also didn't rewatch my video on that movie. So let's see, what did I say? Letterbox. Oh yeah, so little to no stakes in the story, no sense of urgency to the story whatsoever, and an extremely unsatisfying payoff at the end. Yeah, so the fact that, you know, a lot of interviews or behind the scenes, they really talk about how they're emphasizing a huge lesson for society, how the elderly are very vulnerable and they get picked on, and then blah, 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 whatever, right? Not to mention they didn't really present that theme very well either. They just really just said it out loud to the audience. They don't really build on it. And like a lot of the time, like they just tell you what things, all they really did was just tell you what the theme is, what's the moral lesson, blah, 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 whatever. It's very crappy storytelling, and they really try to push it as something, you know, bigger and grander when it's really not. Not to mention the theme of the story and Jason Statham's character aren't even congruent with one another, because like his character in The Beekeeper, you know, was trying to preach on a moral high horse when the dude was killing people. And it's not always self-defense either. Like there's some guys in the movie that were literally already beaten and could no longer fight, and he still killed them anyways. And it's like, okay, dude, like you're in no position to be preaching morality when you're literally just a murderer. Like you're literally no different than the people you're going after, dude. Like it's just not, like the movie was, how do I say this? It's just a messy theme, or the theme and the story was just very presented in a very messy way and in a very inconsistent manner as well. It lacks self-awareness. And at the end of the movie, Jason Statham literally tried to preach doing the right thing, and I'm just like, no, you're no different. You're no better. Like they tried to prevent a very deep theme or have a deeper approach, but yet the execution was very surface level, because at the end of the day, it treated its theme as something very black and white. And to solve your problems, you kill people. That's the lesson at the end, and it's not a good lesson. It's not a very deep lesson to be, you know, preaching to the audience. If anything, it's actually extremely surface level, honestly. So how has the working man improved on its shortcomings from the Beekeeper? So first of all, it's not really trying to preach a lesson anymore, thankfully. And the movie actually takes its time to build up its stakes and the urgency to the story, but at the end, it still has a very, you know, unsatisfying payoff at the very end, which is another thing I need to talk about with the Beekeeper once again. I should have also mentioned the Beekeeper didn't exactly have the best action sequences or set pieces either. I thought the choreography was really, really lame, or the way it was shot was lame, or it could have been both. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen the movie, nor do I care to remember either. So back to the working man, as I was saying, you know, for the most part, yeah, it's just the same movies without some of the glaring flaws, really. Even though it tried to build up more stakes and urgency to the story still feels very flat and very undeveloped for the most part. And, you know, Jason Statham's character it's just Jason Statham, as always, you know, doing Jason Statham things. And I don't know why I expect any different. Maybe I just, you know, was hoping for at least some decent action to turn my brain off on a Monday night. It was literally a Monday night, and I didn't get that still, because apparently the action sequences was also very unsatisfying and, dare I say, anticlimactic. Like it's just not fun to watch. It's just very lame, and all the build-up throughout the movie just fell flat at the very end or at the climax. And, you know, I guess the best way to say it is I walked out with 2 loaves of bread with nothing to do with it. Like I I basically just watched the same movie. That's really all I did. And yeah, that's pretty much my general thoughts on The Working Man. I mean, I really don't think it's that much better than The Beekeeper. And besides, like, The Beekeeper was already like a pretty low bar as well. And the crazy thing is, I don't know, they somehow greenlit a sequel to the film, and I'm fine, whatever. I'm still probably gonna watch it anyways because I'm the real loser here apparently. And for all I know is The Working Man is probably just like a side project to, you know, test the waters on what they can do better for The Beekeeper 2. I don't have high hopes for it to be the case, but I don't know, maybe it could be. I don't know. Besides, I think I've heard it's not David Ayer that's directing it anymore anyway, so I'm like, I don't know how or what to feel. But yeah, no, I literally walked out the theater telling my friend, you know, I think I'd rather just watch the Minecraft movie again, which is something we'll talk about eventually. Anyways, yeah, just wanted to make a quick video because I enjoy doing this, and I really don't feel like I really enunciated my points as well as a previous recording, and I'm really upset the fact that the audio didn't save properly. I don't know, maybe maybe I'll release some, I don't know, raw footage with crappy audio. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but yeah, other than that, so yeah, I also want to talk about the fact that how it's been a while since I've done a video like this. Basically what happened was I found employment, and because of the employment, and basically, long story short is I didn't really have time to be filming a video like this. On top of that, I wasn't going out to see movies either, so there's nothing for me to talk about on top of that. So like, I work so much, and a lot of the times when I do have free time, I don't even want to leave the house for the most part. However, that has given me more time to play video games, and I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter Wilds, and I do want to talk about that story eventually, because of course that also has a lot of problems as well. And everybody, you know, Natsu's a terrible character, so terribly written, and we're gonna talk about that. And I've also been playing a lot of Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii with a kid, and it also has another kid character that has a general similar theme as Natsu, except his was done so much better. Granted, they're both very different games, so therefore there's like a lot of nuance on how the story needs to be told. But whenever I get around to that video, I will, you know, dive much deeper into it. In the meantime, I'm just telling you that's the video that's gonna happen eventually. And later on this week, I'm also gonna talk about the Minecraft movie. Looking forward to that. I'll say right now, it's not a great movie, but that's all I'm gonna say. And I'll talk more about it once I start filming the video. And later this week, I'm also gonna go watch Sinners. Very much looking forward to that. But yeah, I finally found, you know, balance between my work life and my life in general. So I'm gonna be able to make more of these videos. And I just really enjoy making these videos. So I'm very excited to be doing so. As you can also see, got a new mic, my dream mic, you could say, and another boom arm. So the camera can actually stay in focus on my face. And as y'all might remember, the boom arm in the previous video were taking up a lot of the frame, and so yeah, that's about it. And I guess we'll see you next time or something. I don't know, I guess hopefully I don't find another job or something. I don't know, we'll see. Also, I was texting a friend, telling him how I hate, how do I say this? I was texting a friend telling him I absolutely do not want to see David Ayer and Jason Statham doing a project ever again. And we were just saying, oh shit, you know, he said Ayer's a hack, and at this point I kind of have to agree. Dude literally want to say his Ayer cut of Suicide Squad is like a soulful opera, but like after seeing The Working Man and The Beekeeper, I don't know, dude, like, yeah, I'm sorry, your dreams of ever releasing the Ayer cut, your dreams are gonna remain memes. I don't know what to say, dude. Fuck you. Love you.